In tonight's tale, this man is old as fuck.
That's it. Nothing supernatural. No murder. He's just old.
Viewer warning. The following program contains material that may be too intense for some viewers. Parental discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Nerds from the Crypt. I'm Eli Grimes. I'm joined with Dyke Michaels. We're going to talk about collection. We're talking collection completed. Season 1, Episode 6, the final episode of Season 1. This was directed by Mary Lambert, who directed both Pet Sematary 1 and 2, and the Madonna videos Like a Virgin, Borderline, Material Girl, La Isla Bonita, and Like a Prayer, which was a big video. Like a lot of those were very important, you know what I mean? It was written by A. Whitney Brown, who was a longtime writer for Saturday Night Live, starring M. Emmett Walsh. You may remember him from such things as Blade Runner, Raising Arizona, Wild Wild West, and of course, my personal favorite, he's the crazy guy trying to kill Navin Johnson in The Jerk with a gun across the road.
He hates these kids.
Die, milkface! And Audra Lindley, who sadly passed away in 1997. She did a lot of TV shows, and she was on a lot of episodes of The Love Boat, as I found, but she is most known to me as Phoebe's grandmother on Friends. This has to be one of the smallest casts in Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
And if you count John Kassir, you only got 4 people that are in this episode.
All right.
So since this is ripped off from a couple other podcasts I listened to, you go ahead as the guest, tell me a short synopsis, spoiler-free, of what this episode is about.
All right, so old man Jonas has just been forcibly retired after working for the man for 47 years. He's has to now deal with retired life with his crazy cat lady wife, who's just been like a homemaker. She's just bored. She has no friends, so she collects all kinds of strays from the neighborhood. And he's just like a curmudgeon. Like, he comes home and basically is just being a dick. And grumble. I can't
I'm a dick.
I have to be retired and deal with your dumb ass. It's like very like almost an over the top Red Foreman type.
He really is.
But he's just kind of like verbally abusive to his wife, and she's just like sweetheart. Most of the episode is like a weird, wacky sitcom.
Oh yeah.
Where he's just realizing, because he's been a workaholic, that his wife's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And
he kind of missed it.
Yeah.
He missed this transition.
He's just like, when did she become so crazy?
Yeah.
But then he's also a dick the whole time. He's just like, he's a dick to the neighbor that comes over. He's just like, hey, why don't you take up model ships or planes or whatever?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to do like hobbies or for chumps or whatever. He's like, I'm just going to trim the hedges.
Oh, and he does. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it is he's trying to adjust to being retired, and he's starting to see what has become of his wife, and kind of living with a stranger. Yeah. It's kind of how that's what it's like. And then also, can he find a new hobby that will help him slow down to a crawl? We're inside a house. We see stuff for a retirement party. There's an old lady getting a cake ready, and she's telling everybody to be quiet in another room. She's like going, everybody be quiet, okay? I think I hear Jonas coming up the road. And she opens the door and she's like, hey, surprise! And then it's a cat. Lady picks it up, brings it inside. She shuts the door, but then shuts the door right on old man Jonas. He is just, from the jump, he is just crusty as can be. Yeah. Now, part of this may be because he was told to retire. He's not ready to retire. Mm-hmm. All they gave him was a gold hammer, which he says, oh, this is really nice. And he's like, oh, that's well, I got the show for it. We get our first taste of how much he hates the animals. He tries to sit down in his chair or whatever, and there's a cat toy in it. Now, here's the thing. If he thought there was a retirement party, he just goes straight to bed. He's such an asshole. Like, because she's like, everybody's waiting for you. And so when she comes in, she goes into the other room after he goes to bed, and she says, here's our first, like, total that this may have just gone, womp, womp, womp. She's talking to people we don't see, quote unquote, and says, Daddy won't be coming up, or won't be coming tonight, blah. And then they cut, and it's like the music is so good in the background. I was like,
I'm so sorry, but Daddy's called the party off.
silly score to this episode that's very like wacky music, but yeah, it's all animals and party hats.
That's why I feel like I could definitely understand how this was written by an SNL writer, because I feel like the first 3/4 of this was like a
sketch,
a weird sketch.
Yeah. So it's just, we get a lot of this. Like, Jonas just does not want to be retired, and he wakes up the next morning, thinks he's late for work, and she's like, "You're not late for anything. Like, it's over. Your life is over, old man. Just get used to it."
I don't know how much you want to dig into this episode. It was just a bunch of different running gags about the stupid fucking animals. She likes the animals more than she likes him. Or she treats the animals better than she treats him. But, like, she's still a sweetheart.
It was a really funny phrase I've never heard before, but when, in the morning when he goes to the bathroom,
yes.
or whatever, and she's taking it, she's going to get in the bath or whatever, and he's basically looks at the toilet, and she's just, like, pittering about in the bathroom, and he has to shit. This is all he cares about, like, so he wants to do that, so he's brushing his teeth, trying to kill time, and then eventually she's like, "Well, I'm going to take my bath now," and she's like, "I don't care if you're in here," and he's like,
"God damn it all, you have to make me say it, don't you? All right, I have to sit down."
I might have to start saying that. I gotta go sit down. His face, and I don't want to downplay. She's not great.
Yeah.
She's okay as like an old lady. She does a lot of weird, nervous hand acting. Well, he makes such good faces.
Also, like the whole deal where he's like, "Don't make me say it," because it also shows like that they're pretty much strangers that have just been two ships passing in the night for 50 years almost, where it's just like, you've never shit in front of your wife.
But she also said it'd be so nice to finally have a man around the house to take care of, and she does want that, but
she doesn't want to see him shit though. She dips out.
Well, yeah, as soon as he like, all you had to say was, "I'm gonna take a shit." Like, it's not a big deal, but he just had to make it such a moment. He's like, "I have to sit down. There, are you happy? You made me say it. I'm embarrassed."
Yeah, so his first breakfast after being retired, he comes down after the weird dump and sits down. It's like they're having a
No, he already did the sitting down.
They're having a conversation, and the whole time she's like cooking up a steak on the stovetop. And then like the gag is hits him down with a bowl and a box of like oat bran, and then throws the steak to the dog throws the steak on the floor to the dog. Which at that point anybody would be pissed off.
Oh yeah,
I can't see anyone being like, "No, just give the dog the steak."
Yeah, but he's like, "How much money are you waiting? It must be costing a goddamn fortune." So yeah, he's basically just trying to find something to do with his time. The neighbor comes by, Roy, whom I wrote right next to it, of course, Stupid Flanders. Stupid Flanders comes by, is just a kindly old neighbor, and now that he knows that he's retired, he's like, "Hey, I brought you this model plane to, do," and he kind of sets it to the side, and he's like, "I got real work to do in the yard," and holds out the shears, and "I'm going to go do this." And so when he goes out to the yard, they're talking. Roy basically just says, "Well, you just got to find something to occupy your mind, just slow down.
You need a hobby.
You need a hobby, whatever it is." And he's like, "I don't need hobbies, are for idiots. Hobbies are for lame wads." And so this is where we get the first running gag of him pruning the hedges or whatever he's doing. It's basically just hack them until they're bone, bare as it can possibly be. Roy says that he saw her out there he saw her talking to a squirrel that was sitting on her head.
Line of the episode. He says, "Squirrels, that's disgusting. Tree rats is all they are."
Squirrels? God, that's disgusting. Tree rats, that's all they are.
The delivery on tree rats.
Tree rats. He is mortified to find this out, that his wife was associating with tree rats. As you would be. It's disgusting. She feeds him a tuna fish sandwich that's actually got cat food in it. "Anita, what are you doing? Cat food." And then, of course, he has a headache later. And he says, "Get me an aspirin." She goes and gets him a fucking brownie and a little treat. And then he's like, "What the hell was in that?" And she's like, "Your aspirin."
Which, this is a super nerd thing, but it kind of took me out of the deal. It was just like, if she was treating him like she would treat an animal, and she was hiding food and treats, which people do, they hide medicine and food to give to dogs or whatever, you would never give a dog a fucking brownie because there's chocolate in it. I don't know. Just as a chef,
I don't know though.
And as a person, I was like,
I only go with you wouldn't come to me and give me a balled up piece of cheese. Though. if you're trying to get me to eat something, you put that fucker in a brownie or you put it in some sort of baked good.
I'm just going to record now is I will always eat a bald piece of cheese.
Yeah, you got that deal. We have the bulldog that she's named Jonas because it reminded her of, like old grumpy dog.
Which is another great sight gag in this because it's like they show the bulldog and then they show the actor.
And he's making the face. He looks like a bulldog.
And he's just got like floopity, like
look at this man.
skin.
Look at this man on the screen right now and you tell me he does not look like a bulldog. Look at his face. It's ridiculous. Now the yard's completely bare from all the shit he's been doing. She leaves him lemonade. And the cat spills the lemonade, so he's thinking about murdering these animals because I'm tired of this shit.
Chasing the cat around.
Chasing the cat. He falls into the fucking mud pit in the back, covered in crap. He goes upstairs. She says before with the lemonade, she says, I'm cleaning the fish tanks.
Yeah.
And he goes past her in the hallway, pays her no minds when goes into the bathroom and slams the door in her face. And then she says, I'm cleaning the fish. And he slams the door. And then he gets in and turns on the water, looks down. There are fish swimming all by his feet, and this is just he screams and freaks the fuck out like he was seeing a dead body. Yeah, it was just like in a horror movie. You're just like, ah!
Well, this is the last in a series.
The last straw of
animals.
Gaggery.
Gaggery.
And so, yeah, it's he comes down the next day. He's in a great mood, which you should already know is something bad. And then he slips on a dog bone again. There's like they had to stick one last in there. He knows what he's gonna do and slips on the dog bone, sees the dog, and goes, "Oh, that's okay, fella," and pets. And still, just like all kinds of alarms would be going off. He comes back. He has this creepy basement, like even early in the thing, it's kind of like darkly lit and. This is my place. The basement's my place.
I found my new hobby.
Yeah, I found my new hobby. Here it is. She's talking to Roy and said he seems like he's in way better mood. Yeah. And then Roy's like, I'm glad he stopped abusing the yard because it looks fucking terrible. And
which is still almost sitcom-y.
Oh, totally.
Up to this point.
Look at the yard. Oh, my God. So this is very ham-fisted. And it just gets to the point where, she comes down and she says, have you seen this animal? Have you seen Jonas? He's like, I think I heard Jonas around in the backyard. Like, he's in the basement. She's at the top of the stairs, but hasn't come all the way downstairs. So she goes outside, and she's like, oh, Jonas, there you are. And the dog's just kind of stiff. And it looks really plasticky.
Oh, it's so terrible.
It doesn't look anything like a dog. It looks like I don't know. It's hard to describe. You're seeing it now. I don't know what do you call that?
Dumb eyes light up.
Well, yeah, she goes to pet it, and its eyes like blink on and off. Which I've never done taxidermy, and I don't know the ins and outs. But I remember blinking eyes being part of the thing. She freaks out. She's like, "What is this? What's going on?" And he's like, "I found my new hobby, and we can finally share our whatever into our golden years."
By the way, taxidermists don't kill the animals.
Oh, this dude, yeah, he's like skipping he does it all. Here's the other thing, though. She's so into her animals. She loves them all so much. Wouldn't she have noticed that there were like several missing from the house? Like he's done it all. Like it's all done except for Mew Mew. There's the last holdout, or stray cat from the beginning. And she's like, you're not going to touch Mew Mew, blah. She goes running looking for him. She comes down to the basement and sees all the dead animals. Animals hanging from the ceiling. He's like stroking them in a weird way. Ugh, look at my collection.
Now, this was not graphic by any means. Like, there wasn't like disemboweling of pets or anything. They were all just like stuff. However, do you think they would do an episode? Do you think anybody would do an episode like I can't imagine anything besides South Park killing that many animals in an episode like today. If you watch a movie with like, especially like girls, if you watch a movie with any animal lover, but especially like girls, I feel like if like a dog gets hit by a car and they're like, well,
that took me right out of it. I don't want to watch this movie's already terrible.
That animal's fine, right? But this wasn't any of that. It was just like obviously fake. The dead collie thing that he picked up though was creepy. Like when he picked it up and he started shaking around, I was like, ugh.
Of course the wife is mortified by what's going on, but she's like, where's Mew Mew? And we'll complete my collection. And he pulls out the cat and he's like, I like to use chloroform because the muscles pull right off the bone. Like, this took a dark turn real quick. It went from slapsticky, grandparents, the movie, to fucking, oh God. It was just like, oh shit, this is not playing around. It kind of
makes it extra terrifying because like the whole thing played like a sitcom and then it was just like...
And he's like, I killed them all, and I'm going to kill this one.
Yeah. Chipmunk's foot.
So she tries to get the cat. He throws her into the wall kind of thing where the golden hammer is from his retirement. Mm. She pulls that down. He's, fucking with Mew Mew, whatever, not paying attention. And then she goes, you're not going to hurt that cat. And then she bashes his head in. There's
no gore in this entire episode.
No. Yeah. And so that at the end here, she's sitting on the couch. You can only see Jonas from behind. You just see his head. He's sitting in his chair. Roy comes in what the fuck was that outfit? Like, is this another fucking crazy leisure suit Hawaiian shirt mix? Roy comes in, smiley. Hey, what's going on, neighbors? And she's like, how's Jonas? I haven't seen him in a while. And she's like, oh, he's really learned to slow down. He's so much happier. And then it's revealed that Jonas has been stuffed in a really grotesque way. His face is just stitched up and disgusting.
It like ends with Roy's like horrified face.
His horrified face is really funny too. Let's pause on that now.
I was like, was this Tales from the Crypt? Was this Roy's Tales from the Crypt? Like, what did he do besides be a good neighbor?
This episode, when I was a kid, scared the fuck out of me. Like that ending part, and when he's stuffed on the couch and shit, and his face is
35 years old, and that was horrifying.
That's just creepy. Like, that's fucked up, you know? Because she did a fucking shit job of stuffing him. You don't look like a normal. It's not like whatever. You look.
It wasn't her hobby.
No, it wasn't her hobby. I guess she did good considering. You had never seen this, right?
No,
I'd never seen this. That's awesome.
It's funny because I watched it, and I would probably give it like a 2. But like after a couple beers and talking about it, I'm like, man, this was a really good episode. It's because you sit through most episodes are 27 minutes?
Yeah, about 27 minutes.
So, you sit through 20 minutes of foolishness.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? No, this isn't Tales from the Crypt. Like, this is...
No.
Like, what am I watching here? And then it just goes really hard into the, I would say...
hard.
The ending of that was probably creepier than any of the other 3 episodes that I watched. The ones that always stick out in my mind for the long haul of all the years of watching this are usually the ones that have the brutal endings where you're just like, oh. Any episode where someone dies screaming, or they just like end on like a
chilling
mangled image.
Let's do it one more time.
Yeah.
Here he is. Jesus Christ. Like, that's fucked up. That's gross. He's stitched and gross. And I know he's just a fucking latex thing, but disgusting. So that was collection completed, and thanks for joining us. Check us out on Facebook. Also on Twitter at Crypt Nerds. Got anything you want to plug there, Dextro?
BeastIndy.com. Check us out if you like hamburgers and you live in the Indianapolis area.
And of course you like hamburgers. Who doesn't like hamburgers? God, come on.
If you like delicious hamburgers and hand-cut French fries, check out BeastIndy.com.
Beast Indy, forever hamburgers.
We just ate it.